The Philadelphia Eagles made it all the way to the Super Bowl last year and only lost to the Kansas City Chiefs by 3 points. This time around, the odds makers have them as not only one of the top favorites to make it to the Super Bowl, but to exact their revenge and hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Hello, everybody. My name is Grant Mitchell, and on this channel, I am breaking down the season for every NFL franchise, all 32 of them for the upcoming NFL season. We are going to be putting out at least 1 to 2 videos every day. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for the best betting insights and analysis, not only with these videos, but as we go through with our day-to-day picks. And once the season starts, our favorite picks every single week. Hit that subscribe button, lock yourself in, and let's dive into everything there is to talk about with the Eagles. Now, like I said last year, they made it to the Super Bowl. They had a little bit of a favorable matchup against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game because the 49ers ran out of quarterbacks in the second quarter. They had nobody to throw the ball in the second half. Brock Purdy was playing with a torn UCL. They get to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts puts up 374 yards and 4 touchdowns, has a crucial turnover, but still plays an excellent game, and they do ultimately lose that game. Now, the Eagles' win total going into the 23 season is set at 11.5 wins. There are plus 104 odds on the over and minus 128 odds on the under. These odds are courtesy of FanDuel Sportsbook. This is not an ad. I'm not sponsored by FanDuel, but these odds are from FanDuel. Now, the Eagles last year, they were first in sacks. As a matter of fact, they had the second most sacks in a single season in NFL history, behind only the 1984 Chicago Bears. They were also third in turnover differential, which greatly helped them. However, I expect the Eagles to still have a dominant pass rush, but turnover luck year to year is somewhat lucky. That's why it's called turnover luck. Now, the Eagles defense is excellent. It ranked 7th in points allowed, which backed up their offense, which ranked 2nd in points scored. But can you count on them to consistently generate turnovers in the next season? I do think they will finish with a positive turnover ratio, but to finish in the top 3 in the league, that's a big ask. And again, there's a bit of randomness that goes into it every year. Now, as good as the Eagles were last season, as amazing as they were, a year in which they went 14-3 and Jalen Hurts only lost 1 game that he started in the regular season, there is cause for concern. Notably, both of their offensive coordinators last season are no longer there. Shane Steichen is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. He ran the offense. Jonathan Gannon, who was in charge of the defense, is now the head whistle with the Arizona Cardinals. So there has been some shakeup there to the coaching staff, as well as the roster. One of the standout players, Javon Hargrave, a great defensive tackle, he walked in free agency, and he is now with the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the Eagles spent an early draft pick, I believe it was the 9th overall selection, on Georgia product Jalen Carter. Carter is rumored to be the best player in the draft, or was the best player in the draft, but he had some off-field issues and supposedly some character issues. Now, I'm not going to fall victim to the reports coming out of training camp, but just for the record, they do say that he looks like one of the best players out there on the field, but he still has a large responsibility stepping into this defensive line. Again, a defensive line that was so excellent last season and was a major part of the reason the Eagles were able to achieve the level of success they did. If Carter doesn't pan out, then there is a bit of a concern because Jordan Davis, as great of a run stopper as he is, he's proven to be more of a 2-down player. He's not normally on the field on 3rd down. Now, if we look at this line of 11.5 wins, again, the over plus money, the under is the betting favorite right now, according to the public. I think this line is perfectly placed. Those 11.5 wins, I broke down the schedule, and it looks exactly right to me. What I expect the key game to be for the Eagles here, what I think could go a long way to determining whether they do hit the over or the under, is a Week 15 game on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. Now, Geno Smith was awesome for the first 2/3 of the season last year, but he did regress towards the end of the campaign. If that trend holds this season, then the Eagles would obviously be in a good spot. However, the Seahawks significantly improved their defense. They brought back Bobby Wagner to be the captain of the linebacking core and the defense. They drafted Devin Witherspoon with a top 5 pick, and that offense got even more playmakers, namely in the form of Jackson Smith and Jigba. I also do think with the Jonathan Taylor controversy and drama that's going on right now, it wouldn't surprise me that if Taylor actually does want to get his way out of town, if the Seahawks throw their hat in the ring. I know they have Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, but both of them are injured right now. So either they need to hope they come back and give them a good level of production, or I do think they could be involved in the open market or the trade block looking for a new running back. Ultimately, for the 11.5 win total, I do believe the Eagles will hit the over. My favorite play for this win total is the over of plus 104. Like I said, they went 14-3 last year. There are obviously the concerns that I talked about, as well as Jalen Hurts. As phenomenal as he was, he undoubtedly had a top 3 season for quarterbacks last season, but that was by far the best year of play he's put together in the NFL. It's a short tenure, I understand that, but even going back to college, there was a similar sort of trend. He was phenomenal at Oklahoma, but before that, even though he did get to a couple of championship games, he wasn't a completely dominant player. What we need to see from Hurts in this season is a consistent level of excellence. That will largely determine whether the Eagles can or cannot hit this win total. Now let's talk about their odds to win the NFC East. No team has won the NFC East in back-to-back seasons since 03 and 04, and that team was, guess who? That's right, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Philly is a minus 115 favorite to win the division. The Dallas Cowboys are second, followed by the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. I do think the Dallas Cowboys are going to give the Eagles absolute hell this season. As a matter of fact, I am expecting the Eagles to take a step back. Like I said, they went 14-3 last year, and I'm not 100% convinced they will get over the win total. But I do believe the Eagles are going to win the NFC East. They are my pick to not only end the near 20-year trend, but to secure themselves a not necessarily a bye. We got to see how the records shake out, but to secure the top spot in the NFC East and go into the playoffs as one of the top 4 seeds. Again, no team has done this in the NFC East in nearly 20 years, but I do believe they will end the streak this year. If you guys want to see more of what I'm expecting from the NFC, as well as the other teams in the league, and eventually the playoffs, subscribe to the channel. I will be posting betting breakdowns for all 32 teams, and I'll also be giving my playoff predictions, MVP picks, Super Bowl picks, and a whole bunch more. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Like the video if you enjoyed. Comment, let me know which team you want me to do next. I'm going to have another video coming out very soon. So again, check back to the channel. You won't be disappointed.